Welcome, my pile number one soul siblings, and let's get into your reading for our full moon with Archangel Azrael. If you chose by your crystal, you have chosen the Agni Manatite, which is helpful for leaning into your personal power. And you can find out a little bit more about that in the description below. And we'll see how that plays out in this reading about letting go on this full moon. The deck that I'm using is the Yogic Path deck, which I absolutely love. Like she is definitely one of those that speaks the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. And if you chose by your sign, you are Libra, Scorpio, Taurus, or Aries. Again, you can choose by your sun, moon, rising, or like I said, I've been playing with the Pars Fortuna a little bit. But any way that you picked this pile, the biggest thing is to go by your intuition. So let's get in and see what Archangel Azrael, who is known as the Angel of Death, but as we know in the tarot, death also means transition, and it doesn't have to be a bad thing. So, Archangel Azrael is a wonderful, wonderful guide in terms of figuring out those things that we need to let go of and giving us some guidance on it. Oh, so you want to take these? Okay, yeah, I'm hearing it. So, let's start out with these three. We have Ganesha. And I'm hearing this is upside down. In Lakshmi. Okay. So, one thing to know about Ganesha is that Ganesha is a god of new beginnings and remover of obstacles, which is really amazing that we ended up getting them. What Ganesha wants you to know is that you're at a beginning of a new venture and that it's going to bring you so much joy and success. The biggest thing that you need to do is let go of the monkey mind, so to speak. Um, it's when you actually start to calm your mind that you're able to overcome the obstacles that are in front of you. So the roadblocks that you're getting are often within you. So again, similar to this Agni Manatite, you need to claim that personal power that you have and get rid of those limiting beliefs. And this Ganesha, this god from the Hindu tradition, is able to help bring you good luck and success and harmony as you get more awareness of your true consciousness, right? So the next that we have, and it's interesting because all of these are different uh, gods or goddesses that are within the Hindu tradition. Um, so our archangel Azrael is connecting us with other entities that are um, in the higher realms. So when it comes to Durga is the goddess of inner strength. and protection. And so, um, what Archangel Azrael is wanting to acknowledge is that you may be feeling anxious and lost and confused, um, and that you really do need strength at this time. And it's really hard to be able to do this, right? The biggest thing that you need to release or let go of is the thought that this situation that you may be going through right now, that it will last forever, because it is temporary. Yes, there are some hardships, but the biggest piece to remember here and to hold on to is that these hardships are the opportunity to really cultivate that tenacity to keep going. And so, one of the things to let go of again is the thought that what you're going through will last forever. This goddess Durga is the goddess of inner strength and protection again, and so um, what they're calling you to do is to reclaim your inner strength and know that you are absolutely protected by your spirit team, your angels, in doing so as you were trying to figure out all of the pieces. One of the things that you want to remember is to slow down and recognize that warrior within. Also, with the goddess Lakshmi, the goddess Lakshmi is the goddess of abundance and fortune and beauty. And so, that's an amazing thing right now. Um, with this particular goddess, this goddess really is known to only come to those who have really earned this fortune. So you have been working, or some of you have been working really, really hard. Um, and there is fortune that's coming to you. And so what I'm hearing is that, you've worked so hard, and now it's time to receive the fruit of your labor. So, in terms of the letting go, what you may need to let go of between this time of the 27th through the January 3rd is to let go of that being a human doing, right? The biggest thing to remember for you is that it is okay for you to relax and to restore yourself because you have worked very, very hard. Also, remember to not be a miser, to remember to not hoard the things that you are receiving, but to let that flow, the flow of abundance go. So, for example, whether it is, you've been storing a whole bunch of information right now, say you're a student and you have to, like cram a whole bunch of stuff out in your brain, right? Um, and you have a test and you need to let that go, and you took the test but for some reason you can't let it go, or you got your grade back and it's not the grade that you necessarily wanted or something like that. But the thing that you need to recognize is that you made it through that test. It is done with. It is in the past. You need to let that go. Let that knowledge go so you can flow to your next season. because other things will come through that. Another thing would be that you've maybe been ruminating on this idea forever, and you've been keeping that in your brain. And it's this time, with the abundance that you've been given with this idea, it's time for you to let that go and start to share those things. You need to continue to give freely and lovingly. And if you do that, so will she. And you get more of those ideas. So I'm being drawn to uh, use the elemental path deck to help clarify a little bit on things that we need to let go of. So obviously highlighting the inner strength here. Cool. So Archangel Azrael, what other guidance do you have for the collective right now in regards to this? Okay. So I'm hearing this is upside down in a emphasis here. So we have true self and mirror. Let's see a little bit more. Okay, these two are coming, or three. All right. Wow. Cannot make this up. Here, I'm gonna scoot this up so you guys can see. It says letting go. It literally says letting go. Divine timing and creatrix. Ooh, cool. So, some of you in here are truly creating something. I'm gonna move these out the way so you can see. Some of you guys are creating something out there, in terms of expressing your emotions, and you're birthing something right now. And but again, I have this sense that you might be a little frustrated with timing right now. And I absolutely get that. When it comes to something, we want things to come right away with a snap of a finger. But we need to have that patience that that things will eventually come. Let go. I don't know who needs to hear this, but let go of your timeline. Right when you let go of your timeline is when your abundance will start to flow more, especially with Lakshmi here on top of it. Letting go is obviously very hard for you, and it's going to take a lot of inner strength. It will press your it'll press your will, right? Like it will not break you though. That is absolutely something that I'm hearing from Archangel Azrael. Um, you need to again let go of the timing and forgive yourself for any mistakes that you've made. Um, let go of the wow. For some of you, you may need to let go of the pain that you have caused yourself or others. That's what I'm hearing right now. That doesn't mean obviously be callous or anything like that, but some of you out there are really beating yourself up over a decision that you may have made, something that you had said, that may have caused pain either to yourself or to others. And you may be spinning in this cycle, right? And um, I'm hearing release blame right now. That's something that you're called to let go of so that you can flow into joy that is waiting for you, is what I'm hearing. It will be a hard transition, as for some of you, this is a situation that was really hard. Again, either to yourself or to another person. And you have this need to forgive yourself for this. That other person may not forgive you, um, but you need to forgive yourself. Also, one thing that I'm also reminded of is when it comes to forgiveness, um, there's a piece of there's a difference between forgiveness and reconciliation, right? Um, there needs to be when you have reconciliation, that's when there's actions to back up the the saying I'm sorry, right? So if you if you forgive someone who says I'm sorry, if you're saying I'm sorry that I did this, you need to follow through with the actions that say I'm sorry. And if you're doing this for yourself, if you're saying to yourself I'm sorry that I called you a piece of crap, you know what I mean, like, then you need to then do the actions behind that to show that you are sorry. Um, show how you love yourself. Show that self-care. That is one piece of letting go, is, going like following through with those actions that have to do with the forgiveness. That way you can reconcile with yourself. That's what I'm hearing. I think for some of you, this is really that internal work that you're having to do, and it may have to do with some limiting beliefs, in particular. So you may be uncovering some limiting beliefs, which is common during the full moon. You may have realized, you know what, like, I actually believed this lie about myself through, say, so like maybe your parents called you something, and or like a teacher or a mentor, and you believed that for such a long time, and you're starting to see seeds of doubt in that thing that they used to call you, or things like that. And you start to be like, oh my gosh, I was the one who took that in, and you start to internalize that and feel shame about that. But Azrael's calling you not to feel shame about doing that. It wasn't your fault, right? um what you can do now is let go of that limiting belief that you had, and now move into that self-care to then tell yourself and forgive yourself, by um really switching the narrative. So um like let's just take a small example. Let's say, like, since I see creatrix here, um say you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not creative. Maybe in like kindergarten, you had a art teacher that said that your work was, you know not even worthy of anything as a child, right? Like, you have no creativity. And it kept on getting reified and reified. You started to reify all of that, and then finally there's this person who like comes around and was like, you know what, I'm so grateful for all the ideas that you bring to my team, and and the very first thing that you think of is to kind of discount it, right? You're just like, ah, no, I'm not really creative. I'm like, no, no, you really are. um and then you start getting a little bit of those seeds, and when you step back, you actually do start to see that you are creative. um but in that, you recognize all of the time that you've lost in thinking about this lie, and it's painful. um so you're called to kind of let go of that, like, that time was in the past, and all we have is the present to work with. So um forgive yourself for believing that you weren't creative, and and treat yourself to doing more creative endeavors. That is a way that you can build that reconciliation of both saying I'm sorry and doing the actions behind it to prove to yourself that you are sorry. Same thing goes for, a person, for example. You can say I'm sorry for saying these things, or like maybe it's to a child that you didn't realize that you had that much impact on with the things that you said. um you can absolutely say that, but you're gonna have to also forgive yourself for doing those things and do the actions um in order to do that reconciliation. um but the thing that's being highlighted here is the letting go of the pain that may have been caused. um and also we're seeing two major highlights here with the true self, so you can see here. um you want to connect to your soul at this time and feed that inner guidance. Again, you want to dig into that inner strength and purify your energy. It's really important right now. Um, and it's kind of got that fire element. There's a few fires in here. Um, but I feel like as you let go of things, you are, this is one of the, like, so I'm hearing let go of the mask that you have been putting on and forgive yourself for it. It's okay to let go of the mask right now. It is okay to let go of it. If you need help with doing that, I give you permission. You can let go of that mask. It's safe for you to do so. Your spirit team is protecting you in doing so, and there is abundance awaiting you in doing that. Here, we'll put this here for the emphasis again. Here again, this reminds you that the world is a mirror and you need to notice the patterns. There are certain blocks that you have. So if you, this is, this is the opportunity, guys, to let go of those toxic patterns. Like, you may be seeing that right now of like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessing over social media again. Looking for that other thing, of like, this is the time to recognize that. This is the time to really let that go between the December 27th and January 3rd. Any of those negative patterns that you have, it's you're about to see this mirror, so to speak, of those things that are really blocking you. So make sure to lean into your true self there, and it's up to you for cleaning those blocks. But again, when it comes to timing, you want to lean into the divine timing here. Trust the universe and follow the flow. The flow is what's going to be extremely important coming up. So I have one more deck. I'm going to do my deck here for our last deck with this. And then we'll do some runes. See what we think. Let's get some clarification again on things that we're letting go. So pile number one, it looks like we're letting go of those limiting beliefs right now during this full moon to the last quarter. We are letting go of the timeline. The best laid plans of mice and people often go awry. Sometimes we need to trust the divine detours that we're given in order to do the things that really lead to our true selves. So, there's one. Oh, look at this. Spirit chakra activation. So your angels are reaching out to you. So this is past family members, angels, obviously. We've got Azrael who's here. Oh, we got another archangel that's here as well. Clear dark energy. Get out of your own way. What did I tell you? So again, lean into that inner wisdom, and you are getting in your own way. There are some negative patterns that you may be having um, that you need to exorcism. I feel that you're like trying to get rid of the negative energy that's within you, right? Like those small changes that you do really make a difference. And so like again, doing the silliest little thing like saying, you know what, I forgive myself. That is going to be huge for you. I'm feeling bottom here. One, two, three. And this is emphasis here. So this is one, two, three is if you're seeing this, this might be, you know, a reminder again to take one step at a time, move forward. Um, you know, it's again, these are the small steps really make a difference. Especially when it comes to divine timing. It helps you with trusting a little bit more. And I'm hearing one more, okay? See, oh, there we go. This one. Okay, third eye closed. Okay. So you may be feeling a little bit foggy. So the and also having some illusions there. So in order to open up your third eye, you want to make sure that you're leaning into creation. Get that creation that was in your head out, and then your intuition will flow from there. Lastly, let's take a look at some runes to see if there's any other guidance that Azrael has for you today. All right, so this one didn't land on anything. We're going to do this one here. So we've got the Thorisas rune, Manaz rune, and the Algiz rune. And especially with a Thorisas rune, the one thing to remember with that, especially since it's upright, is that there may be this is indicative of, you know, destruction or chaos, so things may be a little rough right now, but and that's, you know, really acknowledging what's going on right now in your life for some of you. um this is the call to be somewhat in defense mode and to conserve your resources, your energy. um this is a time to not necessarily go on the offensive, but to really dig within, to get that inner strength for you to do that. The Ewas rune. This is like I was thinking about the other one. This isn't necessarily Manaz. This is the Ewas rune. Um, this is actually a one of good fortune here. It was rune definitely represents that, like this actually means horse. The biggest thing is trusting, partnership, teamwork. So again, you want to be able to trust your guides. You know, call in Archangel Phanuel here, as well as Azrael, to help you in this transition to clear your dark energy. Um, if you've got some Agni around, feel free to work with that. Or just some good old black tourmaline, super good for that. To help with clearing those patterns that you may have. But this is really confronting those hidden stories that you might have, um, with that teamwork in mind. This Algis rune here is really helpful um, for knowing about the protection that you have from divinity and recognizing your spiritual connection and your higher self. And so, again, this is that call to your divine timing here, to trust in that you do have a connection there. Your spirit chakra is obviously on point. They are giving you these messages for a reason, to help you to get into your true self. So, the biggest message for you in terms of what you are to let go of is, again, the timeline that you may have had set. I know that it's extremely frustrating for some of you, but let go of that timeline. Remember why you are doing the things. Go back to your why. And it is okay to let go of the masks that you have. Make sure to look at those patterns of of things that you have been going through over and over again, and let go of those patterns that no longer serve you. Know that you have a ton of protection in doing so. Um, and really lean into that intuition and your creativity that you have. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you're interested in looking at any of the other piles, you can see them here and here, or you can check out another video of mine. But until the next reading, know that I love you. Know that God, Source, your spirit team loves you so very much. And remember, we are all in this together.